Should humanity stop having children? A question as provocative as it is profound. In an era marked by rapid environmental degradation, social upheaval, and economic uncertainty, the implications of procreation have never been more significant. The choice to bring another life into this complex world is a decision that carries weight, impacting not just individual lives, but the very fabric of our shared existence. So, let's grapple with this controversial query. Let's dive into the pros and cons of bringing new life into this world. On one hand, having children has been a fundamental part of human society. It's a tradition, an expectation, a rite of passage that many of us have been conditioned to see as an integral part of our life's journey. The act of procreation has been central to human existence. It's how we ensure the survival of our species, bringing forth new generations to carry on our legacy. Without procreation, the human race would simply cease to exist. Procreation is not just about survival, though, it's also about evolution, about passing on our knowledge, our values, and our culture to the next generation. Beyond the biological imperative, having children can bring immense joy and fulfillment. The birth of a child, their first steps, their first words, their first day at school, these are milestones that many parents cherish. Raising children offers a unique opportunity to shape a new life, to nurture, to teach, to love. It can give our lives purpose and meaning and can bring us a sense of accomplishment. Children are also our future. They are the ones who will shape the world of tomorrow. They could be the next Einstein, the next Mozart, the next Malala. They could discover a cure for cancer, invent a technology that revolutionizes our lives, or fight for justice and equality. The potential of a child is limitless, and by having children we are investing in that potential. But it's not just about the individual benefits. Children are essential for the continuation of communities and societies. They are future workers, future leaders, future parents. They are the ones who will take care of us when we are old, who will continue our traditions, who will carry our societies forward. Yet all these benefits do not come without a price. Yet the choice to have children is not without its consequences. There are numerous factors to consider, numerous challenges to overcome. Not everyone is prepared for the responsibility, the sacrifice, the commitment that parenthood entails. And the impact of bringing a new life into this world goes far beyond the individual or the family. It affects our communities, our societies, our planet. And these are the issues that we will explore in the next scenes. The Earth is under pressure, and each additional life adds to that pressure. This isn't just a philosophical musing, but a harsh reality we're grappling with today. One of the most significant ways humans exert pressure on our planet is through reproduction, and the subsequent demands each new life places on the environment. Overpopulation is a primary concern, with the global population expected to surge to nearly 10 billion by the middle of the century. Each new arrival isn't just another mouth to feed, but also a consumer of resources and a producer of waste. This growing crowd is on a collision course with the finite resources our planet has to offer, leading to a potential future where scarcity is the norm. The strain we place on the environment doesn't stop at resource consumption. Every human being also contributes to the carbon footprint of our planet. From the food we eat to the cars we drive, each individual's lifestyle choices generate greenhouse gases that warm our planet. The more people there are, the more significant this cumulative impact becomes. Consider this: a single person, over the course of their lifetime, can generate as much as 1,000 tons of carbon dioxide. Now multiply that by billions, and you start to grasp the magnitude of the problem. Moreover, population growth isn't evenly distributed. Many of the places experiencing the fastest growth are also those least equipped to deal with the environmental consequences. These are often regions with limited resources, fragile ecosystems, and inadequate infrastructure to manage waste and pollution. This exacerbates the environmental impact of population growth and places an even greater burden on the planet. In essence, every new life is a new demand on the Earth's limited resources. It's another contributor to the carbon emissions that are driving climate change. It's another player in the complex and delicate balance of our planet's ecosystems. But the environment is just one part of the puzzle. We must also consider the social and economic implications and the moral dilemmas that come with making such a radical proposition. So, let's continue to explore this thought-provoking topic. Beyond the environment, there are social and economic factors to consider. When we think about having children, it's not just about the joy of parenting or the continuation of our genetic line. There are substantial costs to consider, both financial and otherwise. Raising a child is no small financial feat. In the United States, it's estimated that the cost of raising a child from birth to the age of 18 is around $232,000, and that doesn't even take into account the cost of higher education. In a world where wages are stagnant and the cost of living is constantly rising, this financial burden can be overwhelming for many families. Having children also has a significant impact on parents' careers and personal lives. Many parents find that they have to make sacrifices in their careers to accommodate their children's needs. This can mean less time for professional advancement, fewer opportunities for networking, and in some cases, a complete career change. And then there's the impact on personal lives. Sleepless nights, little personal time, and the constant demands of childcare can put a strain on relationships and mental health. Furthermore, the influx of new humans puts a strain on social services and infrastructure. Schools, hospitals, and social programs are all stretched to their limits. Infrastructure like roads, sewage systems, and public transport also feel the strain. With more people, there's more wear and tear, and that means higher maintenance costs. And we can't forget about the economic impact. More people mean more consumers, which can drive up demand and prices. While this can stimulate economic growth, it can also lead to inflation and increased living costs. So what does all this mean? Well, it's clear that having children has far-reaching social and economic impacts. And these impacts are not just felt by the parents, but by society as a whole. So where does this leave us? Ultimately, the decision to have children is a personal one. But as we've explored in the previous scenes, it's a choice that carries far-reaching implications. The question of why humanity should be banned from having children isn't just about individual rights and freedoms, it's about the collective impact on our world, our societies, and our very existence. Let's circle back to the procreation argument. Is the instinct to reproduce so strong that we should ignore the potential consequences? Or should we be more discerning, considering the quality of life we can provide for our offspring and the kind of world we're leaving for them? The environmental impact is another significant piece of the puzzle. Every child born contributes to the strain on our already beleaguered planet. It's not just about the resources they consume, but also the waste they generate, the carbon footprint they leave, and the biodiversity they displace. Can we justify bringing more lives into a world that's struggling to support the ones already here? Then, there's the social and economic impact. Children aren't just bundles of joy, they're also significant financial commitments. They require education, healthcare, and a stable environment to grow and thrive. In a world where economic disparity and social injustice are rampant, can we ensure a fair shot at life for every child born? But here's the crux of the matter. These arguments aren't about banning procreation. They're about encouraging thoughtful, informed decision-making. They're about recognizing that the choice to have children isn't just a personal decision, but a societal one. It's a choice that affects us all, whether directly or indirectly. As we close this scene, remember that the question isn't simply to have or not to have children. It's, how can we make this decision responsibly, considering all the potential impacts? The dialogue should continue, the questions should persist, and the introspection should never cease. As we ponder this question, it's clear that the decision to bring new life into the world is not a simple one. As we wrap up this discussion, it's clear there are no easy answers. We've taken a hard look at the provocative question of whether humanity should abstain from procreation. We've grappled with the arguments for and against, each brimming with its own complexities and nuances. We've delved into the environmental impacts, considering the strain that our growing population puts on our planet's resources. Equally important, we've discussed the social and economic implications, acknowledging that the choice to have children can dramatically alter the trajectory of a person's life, and the ripple effects extend far beyond the individual. But what does this all mean for you? The intention of this conversation isn't to tell you what to do. Far from it. Instead, it's about sparking reflection and encouraging critical thought on a topic that's often taken for granted. It's about understanding the profound implications of our choices and recognizing that these choices aren't made in a vacuum. We're all part of this intricate tapestry of life, and our decisions reverberate through the threads, influencing the pattern in ways we may never fully comprehend. So as we conclude, I invite you to sit with these thoughts, mull them over, discuss them with others. Whether you decide to have children or not, the most important thing is to make an informed decision. After all, it's our collective choices that will shape the future of humanity.